So, Andrew, how important do you think it is for us to leave a legacy for our families?
Well, I would think it's really important.
I would have to agree with you there, of course. And me being a financial professional for so long, I do have a responsibility in that regards as well. My obligation to my clients, Andrew, when I'm working with them, is to make sure that the money that they've accumulated all of these years will be able to be utilized for their long-term retirement income solvency. Because, of course, one part of leaving a legacy is not to actually be a burden to your family while you're here. So you're going to want to make sure that you have enough income to last throughout your lifespan. The second part of my obligation to my clients when it comes to leaving a legacy, Andrew, is that when those assets are actually going to be transferred to their estate, that it does not become a burden to the family because they were not placed properly. And one of the ways that I'm able to do that is by, of course, referring them to an estate attorney. And of course, today again, what we're going to do is be joined by Mr. Brandon McGee to talk to us about how to leave a proper legacy that you can be proud of for your estate. Hi, my name is Carson Graves, President and CEO of the Retirement Education Center.
And my name is Andrea, Director of Operations at the Retirement Education Center. And the reason we've created these educational videos is to help to make the difficult and confusing retirement process simple.
Yes, we do, Andrea, and we do this, as always, by incorporating a team of expert advisors ranging from certified financial planners, certified financial analysts, estate attorneys, insurance advisors, and other needed professionals to help our clients receive a comprehensive and holistic roadmap that will let them know when, where, and how they can reach their retirement goal. So in today's short educational video, we are going to continue our conversation with Mr. Brandon McGee on how you can leave a legacy for your estate. So Brandon, hey, welcome back. We're starting to get used to you now. By the way, our subscribers are loving you. They're loving your information. And so we certainly appreciate this. But today we're going to talk about a topic that's really important to me and my clients for sure. And that is leaving a proper legacy for their estate. Now, we do a lot of creative things at the Retirement Education Center to make sure that legacy can be in place, from, of course, life insurance planning, making sure that they have retirement income that's going to last not only for one spouse's life, but of course for the second spouse's life as well. So we definitely try to help our clients build and leave a legacy that's proper to them. But I know from working with you and talking with you that that's not all of it. There is another facet of leaving a legacy that's going to make sense and that's going to not take a big bite out of my client's portfolio. So tell me on the estate planning side of how can someone leave a proper legacy when it comes to estate planning?
Okay, great question. It's a broad topic.
Yeah.
And I think everybody, has a different idea in mind of what that is and what they want to leave behind. So I generally talk to my I'll sit down with a family or a client and I'll talk about what's important to them. But I'll kind of hit some of the highlights of things that are common that I hear from people. Number one, the best way to leave behind a legacy is to have good, specific, comprehensive estate planning. That's number one, right? And, you have to identify what's important to you. Is it important to you? Do you have a family farm and you want to try and leave that in your family? And you don't want your kids to be able to sell that for a number of years. Do you have a family business and you want for that to continue in your family? So different things. And one thing that we even look at our firm is that leaving a legacy is, more than just about money. Now, look, I'm an estate planner, you're a financial planner. So that's what we're going to talk about a lot is money, right? But, think about it. I know you have kids, I have kids. We're also leaving behind, sometimes it's scary to think about, attitudes. We're leaving behind religious beliefs, philosophical beliefs. We're leaving behind, learned behaviors, right? And so we actually have at our firm, we'll talk about this quickly, then we'll move on to financial matters. All of our clients get a document that's called a legacy workbook where it asks a bunch of questions. And if you answer those questions, that's all you have to do is answer the questions. You're leaving behind more or less a biography of your life, and you're leaving behind, what you did, what was important to you, different maybe religious views, philosophical views, things like that. So we think it's important, number one, to leave down for the generations a little snapshot of your life and what you thought was important. I mean, how cool would that be if you could read from your great grandparents, about their life and what they thought was important? We'd love that, right? So absolutely. That's number one. But when it comes to finances, some different things. Number one, again, like I said earlier, sometimes we're planning to pass on a family business. That's not always easy when you have multiple children, and some children want to be involved in it. Others have another career. They don't want a part of it, but they need to be bought out. So we have to get creative sometimes with some insurance options so that there's enough money for one kid to buy out the other kid so that they can continue the family business.
You say there's options, Brendan? Is that like just life insurance on the person that owns the business, like the parent?
So the life insurance would be on the parent so that there's enough money there for the kid who wants to stay in the business to buy out the other siblings who don't want a part of it. Okay.
Would that go into like a trust situation, a revocable, irrevocable?
Normally we'll send that through a revocable trust. It might go through an irrevocable if the amount's larger and we're worried about some other things. But yes, it will go through some kind of a trust device. Other things that we'll look at is your retirement dollars, for example. And so what we had in December of 2019, the Secure Act was passed, which I know you're well aware of, Carson, which said that all retirement dollars must be withdrawn, the next generation inherits must be withdrawn within 10 years, okay? So what we want to avoid here is the undisciplined, irresponsible beneficiary, which they're out there, right? A lot of people have that, one kid who just doesn't have it together. And they show up at your doorstep the first second possible and say, give me all of my mom's money or give me all of my dad's money now. And you're saying, well, look, there can be negative income tax implications. You're going to lose a lot of money by withdrawing all this at once. So let's spread that out over 10 years, right? And they don't want to hear it. So within a trust device, if we have a trust, we can leave them no option. We can tell the trustee, you're going to get that money 10% a year from Carson, and you're going to distribute 10% a year. And it doesn't matter what the beneficiary thinks about it. That's just what's going to happen, right? Number two, I have some clients that they even think 10 years is too short of a period of time because they're worried about that person's spending habits or they have chemical abuse problems, things like that. And so they can even tell the trustee to withdraw the 10% a year so that the taxes get paid because they have to be paid, right, within that 10-year time period, and then keep the money back in trust for another time in the future. So with a trust, we can get very creative about the retirement dollars, making sure they're withdrawn in a responsible manner by the beneficiaries and we're not paying exorbitant taxes. They're not getting wasted quickly, things like that. We can leave family businesses behind in a very responsible manner. We can leave family property behind in a very responsible manner. And then, like I said, we also feel it's important, for people to know something about us and to know what we went through in life, what we accomplished, what was important to us, not just, my granddad left, my great grandfather bought this property and I don't know anything about him, but he left it to our family. And that's all I know. Know a little bit about the person and the history of things. So
a true legacy. So something you said I was interested. That kind of piqued my interest big time. Now you mentioned on the Secure Act, they can have that money come out of that trust within 10 years, but they literally can't make it longer right now, right? So that money has to come out of that trust in 10 years. Are you saying there's a way that even though that money has to be dispersed, that is a way that you can set up the trust where it comes back on a non-qualified, maybe on an after-tax basis?
So the way it works is this: instead of the beneficiary being the person, the beneficiary is a sub-trust within the trust.
No, very nice.
And so the money gets withdrawn from the main trust at 10% a year and sent to and the trustee pays the income tax because they're required to by law. There's no option. That money all goes into a sub-trust, the post-tax money, and then can be distributed from that sub-trust in whatever time frame the person thinks is good. I mean, it could be that we're keeping it back for a grandkid's college education. It could be that there's an adult child with a chemical dependency issue, and we're saying that, look, you got to pass a drug test for a hair follicle test every 6 months for 3 years before I give you a dime, things like that. Different reasons people leave money out into the future, but that's how we can handle it, is going from the main trust to the sub trust, then eventually to the beneficiary.
Here's a question that came up with one of my clients. So if you have an irrevocable trust under the Secure Act versus a revocable trust, I mean, so are you seeing clients having to come in because they have assets going into the irrevocable trust? Are they having to come in and now make their trust different, change?
Yeah. So if you have a trust that tells the trustee to distribute the money, the retirement dollars, in a manner that is longer than 10 years after your death, you need to amend that trust. And it's so much easier if you do it. You cannot do it, and then you're leaving the trustee that problem. The trustee is then going to have to go hire an attorney and go through the court system. And maybe the beneficiaries, they don't understand and they get angry, and why are you trying to change the rules, and all that stuff, that drama that can happen. So it's much better if you have a trust right now that leaves your retirement dollars out past 10 years from the date of your passing. Go ahead and let's deal with that now, and let's get that in good order now.
Got it. All right, Brandon, great legacy information. Anything else that you want to add to the importance of a trust for legacy? Anything else?
Yeah, just one more real small tidbit. Sure. The last thing we want is for our legacy to be that our death caused our adult children to get into a bloodbath with each other. Absolutely. Which unfortunately happens a lot when people die. That's the last thing we want, is our death to be a catalyst for siblings to dislike each other and to get in a huge argument, right? Legal, personal, everything. So part of leaving a legacy, like I said at the beginning, is that good, comprehensive, detailed plan, so that we don't leave the door open for people to compete for assets, to compete for the title of getting to be in control of the assets. We want to lock it down to where it's very clear who's going to do what and who's going to get what, and we really cut out a lot of those family arguments and family feuds.
Perfect. Brandon, again, thank you. Great information again for our channel. We look forward to continue to have you back, because I'm telling you, there's so many questions that we get about a trust, and if there's ever a time where we should just have a will or a trust, and we'll get into all that good stuff here. So everybody, again, thank you for subscribing. We want you to continue to share this channel with others, and we'll have Brandon back and continue to bring some of our specialists online so you guys can stay educated about your retirement situation. So Brandon, thank you again, sir. We'll look forward to speaking back with you very, very soon.
Thank you so much, Carson, and I can't wait to come back.
Thank you.
So I really hope that the information that we shared with you in this video today was beneficial in helping you understanding how you can leave a better legacy for your estate. Please remember that these videos are created for educational purposes only, and that you should always consult with your own financial advisor, your own tax advisor, and your own attorney about your personal financial situation. Also, if you are personally looking for a fiduciary financial advisor, we highly encourage you to click on the link provided in the section below and learn how you can become one of our high-value clients. For more information on this topic or any of the topics that we've covered in our prior videos, please feel free to reach out to our office or leave any questions or comments in the section below.
To learn more about our services and how we can help you to increase your chances of not outliving your retirement savings, make sure to click on the link in the description below and sign up for our free Maximizing Your Retirement Income Masterclass. After this video, please check out our other videos that we've created that will give you tips on how to maximize your retirement. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you have questions,
we have answers.